But catching up on yesterday, is there anything that happened yesterday that made you feel like you missed out? I don't think there's a major one, but there are some candidates. And I'll give you the biggest candidate, I think. It will be revisionist once we find out how the next 2 to 3 years go. But Mike Evans got a lot less.
That was my answer.
He got a lot less than anybody thought.
Mm-hmm.
There was at one point in the day a report from a writer for The Athletic who said Evans was going to fetch maybe $27 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that and like, wow. All right, well, he ends up getting like 1 year and 14. Mike Evans did. Mike Evans getting Josh Palmer-ish money.
Yeah.
Mike Samuel got somebody else signed for 13 the other day. It was kind of just funny.
Jalen Naylor.
Mike Evans.
Yesterday he signed for 13, I think.
So I'm not here to tell you Mike Evans was definitely a better idea than DJ Moore. I think what you have in DJ Moore, as we kind of still react to that from late last week, you have a solid bet on a good player, and you paid a premium to do it. If anybody wanted to make the case that Mike Evans at 14 for a year basically is a lower stakes bet than DJ Moore for a second-round pick and 3 more years, you're right. That's definitely a lower stakes bet. Does it also have lower returns? Probably. Evans to San Francisco, everybody loves the fit. You can't find a football writer that doesn't love the Kyle Shanahan offense getting this exact receiver. And I'm not sure how much of a fit he would be for the Bills. But, it was an idea, and it did not cost nearly as much as people thought it would.
I mean, I have serious FOMO about him going to the 49ers. I wonder, by the way that deal came together and what it looks like, if everybody knew all along that's where he wanted to go and that they wanted him and that was a done deal, or that was a wink, like, hey, don't do anything because you're waiting on my guy because we think we know where he wants to go. Because the contract was so, really, it's a 1 year, $14 million deal if it doesn't go well. If it goes well, they have him for 3 years, right, at $42 million total.
Yep.
So the money is nothing. And I don't know, nope, they didn't want to sit it out and try. Maybe with that money they could have done both. But I guess doing the Moore deal, if that blocked them from doing the Evans contract or being in that race, then that's not my favorite, because I think there's more evidence that DJ Moore has been rescinding as a player than Mike Evans has. Even though one guy is older than the other, Evans also a Hall of Fame talent, and DJ Moore is a very good player, but he certainly is not that. And it seems like there is more evidence that Evans has more left in the tank than DJ Moore does. So I don't think it would have been that different for me. It would have been, all right, let's see what this guy's got left. But in one bucket, I got a 3-year deal that can really be a 1-year deal for not much money. And in the other bucket, I've got a guy that's going to cost me a ton for 4 years and a second-round pick. Mm-hmm. So, the Evans deal was the only one yesterday. I'm like,
what's lower stakes?
That was the one.
It's
lower stakes, but I don't consider it to be a lower ceiling. I think it's the same ceiling.
Yeah, the injuries are significant. And all the jokes about the San Francisco substation eating away at Mike Evans' hamstring.
That is funny.
That was fun. It was pretty funny. If you're totally NFL online, you know this reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have major Evans FOMO. I don't. It was an idea, and the Bills probably could have been in the mix. Steve in the chat points out Evans said it wasn't about money. We know what Evans wanted. He listed the 4 things he wants.
Right.
And I don't think the Bills are any more deficient in the 4 things than the 49ers. The 4 things he wanted were a quarterback he believes in. He chose Purdy. Allen checks higher. Mm-hmm. He chose a chance to win a Super Bowl. You want to say the Niners and the Bills are even? You might. He chose top-flight offensive coordinator, his third, which was Joe Brady versus Shanahan. Regardless of what you think of Joe Brady, I'll give that one to Shanahan.
Yeah.
I think Joe Brady's pretty good, but Kyle Shanahan might be the best, one of the best. And then the 4th was high-volume touches, which the Niners are kind of like the Bills in this department. They do spread the ball around. They give the ball to Christian McCaffrey a million times.
Yep.
And past that, it's
they got other guys, Pearsall, Kittle, they've got premium position guys.
So I wouldn't buy for a second that Evans wouldn't come here. Was there no guarantee? Sure, no guarantee at all. Maybe he wants to stay where it's warm because of tight hamstrings. Who knows? But it was an idea, and I think it was a reasonable idea. And for the Bills to jump on the DJ Moore one, that kind of takes them out of that market. There's been plenty of reporting the Bills will still look to add to that position, and I just think I can't envision a world where they're spending more than $2 million to do it. I can't find the money for Darnell Mooney on a prove-it deal in the math of this team. Not without trading Josh Palmer or something, which I don't think they'll do. So
if they had signed Evans yesterday that same contract, I would have been like, okay, well, they're not doing anything on defense this offseason, huh?
Well, not just that, but if they
much money that would be spent.
If they had signed Evans, would they have a more expensive wide receiver room than the Bengals even?
Probably.
Like you go all the way to the top. It would be
Number one.
It would be kind of silly to do all that. So I'm not surprised at all that they're not on Evans. And like I said, it's not even you said you had FOMO for him. Yeah. I might have FOMO because he's cool, but DJ Moore is cool too. So like on the cool factor, I have a cool receiver. I know that's not exactly going to win games, but whatever. I'm not feeling bad about Evans, but to me it's like the biggest piece where I had been thinking about that. I think a lot of Bills fans have been thinking about that, and to come in at $14 million, I mean, the no-name receivers of your life get 12 and 13, and Evans took 14.
I just think there's no right. Like part of it is the name power, and I guess it is. Man, Mike Evans on your team would be awesome. But more than that, is there a receiver that's been moved this year that is better than him right now? Because I don't know that that's an easy yes. And he got way less money, and you had to invest way less in him than, really, if you want to do it, put 3 guys in the top tier. Who are the best receivers that have moved this offseason? Maybe it's a 3-man list.
That have moved?
Well, I guess maybe not even moved because Alec Pierce didn't move.
He didn't move. And George Pickens didn't move.
So guys that would have been made available to the league. Pierce was available for, a minute to the league to talk to?
Yep.
Pierce, Mike Evans, and DJ Moore. Put them all in the same category. They're all in the same tier. Like, you want to say one's better than the other, one's a better idea than the other, like, fine. But to me, they're not that different. What was the investment in each one?
Yeah,
Pierce was crazy money. Like,
Sure.
it ended up being just short of $30 million a year. Like, that's a giant contract for him. DJ Moore, big guaranteed money for 4 years, and I had to spend a second-round pick. Mike Evans, $14 million, not going to be out in a year if it doesn't work. Like, to me, one of those ideas is just far better than the other two.
Yeah.
So, you didn't know, though, you were going to get him. And if they thought DJ Moore would have been gone, if they had waited to see what Mike Evans was going to do, then that makes it a little bit different. But I guess just I would have liked to see them be in that race for a guy that didn't end up costing that much, that is as good, I think, as the best guys that have moved at the position this year.
Pierce is such an interesting one. Like, he got a lot of money, not surprising. They traded Michael Pittman. They're ready to make Alec Pierce their wide receiver 1.
Yeah, he's gonna.
All right.
I don't know who else is gonna.
At some point, we'll do
Josh Downs.
Right, they'll probably draft a guy because they're going to want a cheap guy to go with Pierce, whatever that role is. At some point, we'll check in on like the fantasy fallout of everything that happened. But there were other ideas. Maybe Odafe Owe was an idea. Signs in Washington. John Franklin Myers, Denver edge linebacker.